5 years ago, if you told someone you were moving to Spartanburg, South Carolina, they probably would have asked you why you weren't moving to Greenville instead. Today, that conversation is starting to flip, and if you're researching a move to Upstate South Carolina right now, and you haven't seriously looked at Spartanburg, I think you're about to miss one of the better windows of this opportunity in this entire region. I'm Elizabeth McCarthy. I'm a lifestyle and relocation realtor with eXp Realty right here in Upstate South Carolina. I work with these intentional relocators from New York, from New Jersey, California, Florida, and Spartanburg comes up on nearly every discovery call I have. Today, I want to show you exactly why. Let me tell you what's actually driving this, because it's not hype. It's a real, measurable shift. Spartanburg sits about 30 minutes from Greenville, right along the I-85 corridor. It's home to BMW's largest manufacturing plant in the United States. And that single piece of economic anchor has pulled in on its growing ecosystem of suppliers, healthcare investments, and skilled jobs. On top of that, the city has been deliberately investing in the downtown area, restaurants, the art district, residential development, and the exact kind of investment that turned Greenville into what it is today. I've watched this unfold over the last several years. The version of Spartanburg that exists even 5 years ago is generally different from what's here now. And the version that's coming up in the next 5 years is going to still look different still. I want to describe what it actually feels like to spend a day in Spartanburg right now, because that's the part that doesn't show up in the economic development report. Morgan Square has real energy these days. Restaurants with outdoor seating, a Saturday morning farmers market, and people genuinely out and about. Arts District has grown into something with real substance, galleries, performance space, a creative community that's been building for years and is finally getting noticed. And the presence of Wofford Conference and USC Upstate gives the whole downtown this college town pulse and feel that keeps things active without feeling overwhelming. It still has a different texture than Greenville. Greenville feels arrived, polished, established, fully realized, but Spartanburg feels like it's still becoming, and for some people, that is a drawback. And for the right buyer, it's the entire opportunity. And what I find most people don't expect is the surrounding towns, Inman, Campobello, Boiling Springs, all are within 15 to 25 minutes and give you that quiet small town lifestyle with Spartanburg's downtown becomes your city. The combination is generally hard to find anywhere else at this price point. Before we get into the real estate numbers, if Upstate South Carolina is on your radar and you haven't grabbed my free relocation guide yet, it's in the description below. It covers Spartanburg, Greenville, and all those surrounding towns so you can get this full picture before deciding anything. Okay, let's talk about what your money actually buys you here right now. Here's the number that tends to stop people. The median home prices in Spartanburg right now run meaningfully lower than the comparable Greenville properties, often $50,000 to $80,000 less for a similar home. And if you watch what's happened to Greenville prices over the last several years, that trajectory for Spartanburg becomes very easy to see. At the $350,000 to $550,000 range, which is where significant number of relocation clients land, Spartanburg consistently delivers more home for your dollar. Larger lots, more square footage, and often more character in established neighborhoods that have had decades to mature. Inventory is moving at a healthy pace. not the frenzied multiple offer environment some buyers are escaping from, but enough activity that good properties don't sit indefinitely either. That gives you room to do this thoughtfully. I've had clients who came to Upstate South Carolina planning to buy in Greenville, and then they ran some numbers on Spartanburg and changed directions. Not because Greenville isn't wonderful, it absolutely is, but because the value equation in Spartanburg, especially for buyers thinking long term, is hard to walk past once you see it clearly. I want to be honest about where Spartanburg still has work to do, because that honesty is exactly what makes the opportunity real instead of oversold. Downtown Spartanburg's restaurant and retail scene, while generally improved, is still smaller than Greenville's. If you want the absolute widest range of dining and shopping options within walking distance, Greenville's currently offers more. That gap is closing, but it isn't closed yet. Some neighborhoods around Spartanburg are farther along in their revitalization than others, so the experience can vary block to block in a way that's less true in Greenville's more uniformly developed core of the city. This is exactly why working with someone who knows the specific streets, pockets, this matters. A general search really isn't enough here. And if you specifically need that energy of an arrived, fully realized downtown right now, not 5 years from now, there's a fair reason to choose Greenville instead. I'd rather tell you that honestly than have you discover it after you've already bought. But if you're someone who gets it, genuinely excited about being early, about watching a place grow, and knowing you got in it before the rest of the market caught on, Spartanburg might be exactly the opportunity you've been looking for. If you want to run the real numbers for your specific budget, or just talk through whether Spartanburg or Greenville makes more sense for your situation, book that free relocation discovery call. The link is in the description below, and if you're trying to decide between the two cities directly, I do have videos that put them side by side, and I will link them in the show notes. Since 2021, Spartanburg County has landed 80 separate economic development projects. That's not a typo, and it's not marketing language. That's 80 distinct projects bringing in jobs and capital into the county. The employer base behind this isn't just BMW. Although BMW's plant is genuinely the anchor, you've also got Michelin North America in tire manufacturing, Milliken & Company in diversified manufacturing, Spartanburg Regional Healthcare System as one of the region's largest employers, and even Denny's, which is headquarters right in Spartanburg. That's a diversified economy. Automotive, healthcare, manufacturing, food, and beverage, which matters because it means Spartanburg's growth isn't riding on one single industry. And right now, downtown is in the middle of a $611 million development wave. New hotel, office space, a ballroom venue, and a $250 million minor league baseball stadium with 3,500 to 4,000 seats. The stadium alone is going to function like a major entertainment hub for the whole region. This is exactly the kind of investment pattern that preceded Greenville's transformation over the last decade. And I'm not saying that to oversell it. I'm saying it because the parallel is genuinely there, and it's worth paying attention to if you're thinking about where to put your money for the long term. As of May 2026, the median home price in Spartanburg is running approximately $230,000 to $340,000, depending on the data source for that area. And either way, it's a meaningful, more accessible market than Greenville, where comparable homes are commonly running $340,000 to $380,000. Early 2026 conditions have actually been buyer-friendly with moderate competition and real room for negotiation on many of the listings. And that's a very different environment than that bidding war that a lot of clients dealt with years prior. And it's not just housing. The overall cost of living in Spartanburg is running about 10% below the national average, with housing costs specifically coming in around 22% lower than the national average. For people coming from New York, New Jersey, California, that gap is the difference between feeling financially stretched and actually building savings while living well. Let's talk a little bit about schools. Spartanburg High School is ranked highly within the metro area, and School District 5 and 6 are the ones I most frequently recommend to the clients with kids. If education quality is part of your decision, these districts deserve your attention specifically. For outdoor life, Glendale Nature Park opened in June of 2025. Duncan Park has improved in the last year, including some new trails and pavilions. And combine that with the mountains being a short drive away, you've got real recreational access without having to leave the area. And the culture here is genuinely alive. The Spartanburg International Festival, the Hub City Hog Fest, the Greek Fest, the Greek Festival, these aren't small token events. They reflect community, real pride, and once Spartanburg, the local economic developmental organization, was actually named a finalist for the 2026 U.S. Chamber of the Year Award. It is a meaningful signal about how this community is being run and where it is headed. And geographically, Spartanburg has earned its nickname, Hub City. You're 30 minutes from Greenville, an hour and a half from Charlotte, and 2.5 hours from Atlanta. You're centrally positioned for a regional life, not just a local one. Let's talk a little bit about infrastructure. The growth I've described throughout the video is wonderful, but growth this fast doesn't come without growing pains. Traffic congestion has increased as population has outpaced some of the existing infrastructure. And this is a recognized, actively discussed issue among regional transportation leaders. It is being worked on, but it is not solved yet. Here's what I want you to take from all of this. Spartanburg's growth story is real, the economic numbers are real, and the opportunities are real. But opportunity and perfect are not the same word. The right approach is going in with your eyes open, working with someone who knows Spartanburg and the area and can help you make that intentional decision rather than an inflated one. I'm Elizabeth McCarthy. I am brokered by eXp Realty, and I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.